From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Welcome to For the People. I am Keith Allen, and you're listening to our Tuesday edition, hour number 2 for some of your stations listening, August the 8th, 2017. And for a little over a week, we have been spending some time to raise some money for a good man, a man that you may not know personally, but has been very important and pivotal to this radio show For the People. That has been a staple on the radio for over 25 years, and there would be no For the People broadcast without Chuck kicking it off and passed the baton a little over 2 years ago to me when we tried to relaunch the show. And Chuck had some health problems. He had some heart attacks, and I helped get him to Gainesville to the hospital. They saved his life a couple times. And folks were real interested in getting Chuck out of the hospital and try to get him some crutches so he could walk, and that just never happened. And but he's been bedridden for really over a year in Gainesville, and at home he was more or less confined to the bed in a wheelchair for the last couple years before that. But he could get around in a wheelchair now, not so much at all, actually. No outside, indoor only, legs are not working, doesn't have the energy, doesn't have the mobility, the muscles are just kind of shriveled up. And but other than that, well, his mind is sharp. And I thought to myself, if I was sitting there, because people said, how did he come up with the concept of getting an iPad for Chuck? And I thought, well, what would I want? Because the thing is so handy. If you don't know what one is and why we're getting one, it's a computer, really. It's but it's touchscreen. And it's very fast. You can do everything on it. You can compose. It's very lightweight because his hands are not very strong, but he can lift an iPad. They don't weigh anything. But you can email, you can Skype, talk to people on, you can compose, you can see pictures, you can send pictures. You got the world at your fingertips, but this thing is pretty incredible, and Apple does a great job with their iPads. I use Apple products in my studio, and I thought, let's get together and let's raise some money. Let's do it. It seems like everybody's raising money for something, but I'll tell you, I couldn't think of a better person to want to get behind and do this, because Chuck literally helped millions of people with his consumer advice. Warning us about corruption in government, and about the leaders that were selling us a bag of goods, a bill of goods that just didn't turn out to be the right thing, and warn us years and sometimes decades ahead. He's almost like, I guess I could use this term for anybody that's known Chuck, he's almost like the Einstein of radio. This is before Dave Ramsey, before people of his likes. Only Rush Limbaugh, more or less, and Bruce Williams were about the only real big talkers, or Don Imus, but Don Imus was a shock jock. But Chuck Harder, pretty much, as I know for a fact, put together the first all-news talk network, the People's Network. You might remember that. But Chuck's show, 3 hours a day, 350 radio stations, and those days are gone. We're rebuilding and we're growing across the country. We're very proud of the affiliates that carry For the People. We appreciate them allowing us to even do what we're doing right now, but they know how important this is to me, and getting Chuck this iPad. And I believe we can get this done. And let me see what the figures are right now. Wow. Currently, we raised $410. We got $389 to go. Please do continue to give. I believe we can get this number by the end of the week. I'd like to get it done today. And like I say, we'll be back full speed ahead with the show for the 2 hours that we do. If you only just pick up the first hour. But the second hour is available always at forthepeopleshow.com. We mark them hours 1 and 2. Just FYI. Hours 1 and 2. Right in the title. So if you're missing out on the second hour, some stations carry the 2 hours, and that's awesome. But just the first hour is terrific because we really pack it. We pack all the great information in there. It's killing me. Killing me to not be able to talk about all the very interesting things that are happening in our world, and it's huge. It's huge, folks. Lots of good stuff happening, but we'll be back, like I say, to the key issues, the important issues, and also some great guests that I got lined up for you. That's going to be really terrific too. So we'll announce when all that takes place. But what's important now is to get this fundraiser for Chuck behind us and into his hands, this iPad Pro, which is just unbelievable. It's literally going to stop the insanity that's going on around him because there's just noises that you don't want to hear about. It's worth playing because it's a reality in this nursing home and in probably other nursing homes in the country. But the iPad comes with some nifty headphones. The Beats Corporation used to be owned by Dr. Dre. Well, they're Apple Beats now, and they sound great, but I think it kind of diffuses most of the sound. But he can listen to broadcast and music and just kind of mellow out. When this starts happening, he can do that. And I'm sure it'll be refreshing. Let's see. This is Sunday. I know it's agonizing to listen to. This lady is saying, have mercy, have mercy. You think you're in a nut house, but you're not in a nut house. You almost feel like you were, though. Well, anyway, there's other guys that do it. And the last time I was up before this trip to Gainesville, I live in Tampa. We do the show from Tampa, so it's 2.5 hours on the map. I make it at about 2 hours, maybe a little bit better. But anyway, it's up the road north. You have to go through Ocala, and we have a station there that carries us on FM, which is just great. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ocala. You guys are terrific. Let's hear from Ocala today. That would be huge. Huge. Come on, Ocala. Help out if you would. We'd appreciate that. We've got some great listening audience there in Ocala. I love stopping off and get some good restaurants there and stretch your legs a little bit. Not a bad deal. But I know we can get this done together, and thank you for all of you so far that have stepped up to the plate and have given something. Some of you have given $50. Tracy gave $100, $25. Just got a donation there. $10, $5, $2, $1. It all adds up, and it's happening. The number is going down all the time, and we appreciate that. There's another email. What happens if you go over? Well, we're going to buy accessories. There's always stuff that, that you can get. We got to get a hard case for it because it could fall out of the bed very easily. We don't want it to break. There's a keyboard. If you've seen the Surface from Windows, they have a keyboard that it just slides into, and then he can compose very easily to slide in. And so we'll put money towards that and mileage and whatever else Chuck needs, here and there. I mean, he doesn't have any money, folks. He's broke, and obviously that's why he's in a nursing home. And we're a listener-supported show, or we would write the check. And we're just trying to pay our bills here. And that's like all of us in the country. We're just trying to make our mortgage payment, trying to pay our bills. I get it. I got 3 daughters. At least the 2 have moved out. They got the family of their own. But, when you get together, you're still paying for stuff. And then my 14-year-old, exciting, Kaylee, she's going back to school this Thursday, which means I'm going to be starting my day off at the office, at least in the studio here at 8:30 in the morning, opposed to rolling in here at 9:30, sometimes 10, an hour before the show, but because I'm on my laptop. But I've been on summer mode, spending time with her, which is great. But thank God for laptop computers. But anyway, yeah, School's happening. Drop her off. Get my day started a little bit earlier. Usually I'm up at 5 a.m. every other day cycling. I do 16 and a half miles. Some of you do cycle. I see some pictures from some of you on our Facebook page. You got to keep it moving, man. You got to keep exercising. The body was meant to move. You got to find something that works for you. I love cycling, and man, with the full moon the other day, I got to tell you, it was absolutely just gorgeous, beautiful. And keeping up with all the headlines, and like I say, it's been killing me not to be able to talk about things that are going on in the world around us, because, I mean, what us talk show hosts do is we talk about the events, things that are going on, and we comment about it and how it affects us individually, and it all really does, more or less. $389 to go. We've raised $410. Our goal, $799. And you can see some pictures of Chuck and myself at the nursing home at forthepeopleshow.com. There's a little slideshow that you can see at Signature Healthcare. It's a nursing home in Gainesville, Florida. And we're going to Facebook Live the whole deal when we give it to them. So you'll be able to see it live, or you can watch it at another time at Facebook. But we'll be posting the video, nevertheless, on the front page when it happens. And we can't wait to do it. We're so close. We're so close. And maybe you're the one that can make that happen fully right now if you can. forthepeopleshow.com, forthepeopleshow.com. And maybe it's just $1, maybe it's $10, $15, $25, $50. Whatever's laid on your heart, do it. You'll feel like $1 million doing it. And like I say, we can move on to other headlines and events of the day and important issues. But this is job number one, has been for a week and a half. Like I said, we started the job for this friend. Least we can do for a friend is do this. And you know, you have friends. What wouldn't you do for your best friend? So that's why we're here. I mean, you don't even have a second thought about it. It's kind of like, you know, there's a building on fire. You're going to run into it and save your friend, won't you? Of course you will. So to me, I don't want to see him lose, some marbles from this craziness, insanity going on and rotting away in a bed, because really, these nursing homes are darn depressing, man. It depresses me. I love to see him, love to talk to him, like to share a meal with him. But it's depressing. It really is. And this will bring him some normalcy to his life. He'll have everything in his hands, and as the iPads are full of technology, so easy to use. Point. You're touching the apps. They open. He'll be able to check his emails quickly. I'm going to show him how to use it, teach him how to use it. He'll be up and running in no time. They got great Wi-Fi there, thankfully, or otherwise it just wouldn't work. So we're going to give him the Wi-Fi version of the iPad Pro, and it'll just be terrific. So anyways, that will be an amazing gift, and I can't wait to do it. And all of you so far have been able to make this possible, and I appreciate that. So join in the family of friends and listener friends across the country that are making this happen. You can make a donation securely online on our website at forthepeopleshow.com. Again, our website is forthepeopleshow.com. Go there now.
Some people talk about forever, like it's a time that never comes. Hey, but just like days we thought would last, time goes by so fast. Tomorrow's come and gone.
Our lives are treasure that we're given, and every hour is ours to spend. But every moment that we waste can never be replaced.